Welcome to the first episode of the Gazelle Podcast. I'm David Eason and I'm joined by Gary Williamson from Gazelle. Hello, Gary.
Hello. Hi, David. How
Welcome
you
to your podcast.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you along, actually, and we're going to talk a bit more about Gazelle. I love the ethos and the logo, particularly the logo. Got to get the badge in. You're wearing it today. I need my jumper, which Gary will supply next time, he says.
Yes.
But yeah, we're going to talk about Gazelle and everything that you do and about yourself as well, because when we first spoke, I think I was running about the wild world of risk solutions out there. But actually, tell us a bit about Gazelle, because is it just you or is it a big team?
Yeah. Okay. So no, it's not just me at all. It's Gazelle's kind of about the team. To be fair, so we're still quite a young business. Set up about 15, 16 months ago. But I've been doing this. So we are an insurance broker, commercial corporate insurance broker, and I've been in this industry now for around about 30 years. And along the way, you meet some great people, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to bring a few of those back together and create a bit of an all-stars team around me. So now Gazelle is made up of a number of us. Now we're into double digits, with a really, really strong team of very, very experienced professionals in the market, but also people that I think most importantly have got the same ethos around the way that we do business and want to do business, which is sort of running through the organisation now. And it's the bit that we want to shout about the most, really. I think, we do what we do. We are an insurance broker. There's loads of insurance brokers out there, but, why Gazelle is kind of really important to me.
Well, that's the next question. You've just handily handed that to me. So why would a company or an individual need Gazelle?
Yeah, sure. So we look after, generally speaking, companies of reasonable size, but we're not too picky. We do lots of different types of commercial insurance solutions. But yeah, I think why someone would deal with us is as a business we have what I would call traditional insurance values, old-fashioned values, if I dare say. I grew up in the industry around 30 years ago, where it was focused on face-to-face customer service. Everyone in the region, everyone in the area knew who your insurance guy was, or gal, and I think we were, part of the community. We were part of the DNA of the local business community, and I think that's something that we're really keen to bring through. And I think, this isn't about talking negatively about anybody else, because there's some great businesses out there, and I've worked in some great businesses in the insurance sector, but I think as an industry we've definitely moved away from some of those traditional values, and I think as an industry we've moved more towards, dare I say, the private equity and financial sectors that just mean that there's a lot of internal focus, there's a lot of boardroom focus around, nothing but EBITDA and income and managing up and managing out, rather than actually, these businesses are built around customers. The only thing that matters to us is our team and our clients. Yes, you have to have that financial stability. You need to know that you're in a good place to be able to deliver for and service your customers. But ultimately, it's around, we can only deliver value if we're a business that's focused on our clients. So, we generally mean that the clients that we've won, and we've won, a significant number since we've been going, and that's been really, really great, the support that we've had. We don't talk about this a great deal, but I think it's hugely important that, I've said to you before that we've got a great backing from the insurance market as well. I think the market's ready for a business like Gazelle, and there are lots of startups coming out of those. It's an acquisitive world, the commercial insurance space. Lots of businesses buying other businesses, and on the back of that, some people choosing not to say, I don't actually want to work in this new larger organisation. I want to work in a truly independent business that values clients in those traditional ways. And I think that's kind of what we've created. That is what we've created. We've created an environment that really, really good people can come in and have autonomy and freedom to trade. We really look after the partners that we work with. We punch above our weight with the relationships that we have in the market, so we can create solutions for our clients. We have access to all the markets that we need. We've got our own products coming out, which again is huge, is significant in the sectors that we want to operate in. But I think on the back of it, for me, it's about trusting and enjoying the company, like dare I even say, of the people that you do business with.
And how much is that due to I mean, it's the way of the world, isn't it? In the last 20, 30 years, things have gone global. Companies have been hoovered up. They've become massive organisations. And that's not just in your industry. It's in so many industries that anyone deals with. And as consumers as well, I suppose, we are more likely to get on a computer and click something because it feels easier, feels the cheaper thing to do.
Yeah.
It feels the best thing to do. But actually, there's a move back now, you can see, and you're certainly feeling it in your industry, that dealing with people might just be the best way forward.
Absolutely. I think we have to be a lot smarter nowadays about different kinds of distribution channels and using technology in ways that I probably never dreamt of when I started in insurance, and we didn't have a computer in the office, and did everything out of guides and manuals. So the world has shifted on from there, mainly for the positive. But I think again, as a business, and I know this as a business owner now, that you really do gravitate towards the partners that you have. We outsource and have brilliant partners with our financial partners, with our HR partners, with our IT partners, and I want to deal with those because I know they're professionals, I know they're great, I know they're very good at what they do, and they know far more about the subject matter than I do. So I think insurance is exactly the same thing. Of course it's available, you can click online and find yourself an insurance policy for lots and lots of different things, but that computer's not going to give you advice. It's not going to support you in the event of a claim. It's not going to give you the things that you really need. Actually, what you want to know as a business owner, from an insurance perspective, is I'm okay, right? I can get on and I'm okay. I know that Gary, the team have got my back, and I'm okay because they understand my business. They come to see me. They've talked to me about the real risks of our business, given advice and support around how to mitigate and deal with those. 'Cause it's not just about selling a policy. It's about really managing and supporting people when it comes to risk. And again, lots of great brokers out there doing that, but we all have different pressures behind the scenes. Our pressures are we want to work with great clients. We want to help those clients, sleep at night and not have to worry about insurance. That's where I would deal with a professional in almost every single sector. I could do my own podcast. I'm doing it with you, right?
That's the point, I think. I suppose in that way, businesses might look at insurance and say as kind of almost a tick box exercise, but there's always that worry that even though you think you're covered and you can read as much small print as you want to read, when the S hits the F, it's not quite what you want, and you need that help in, and just the relationship to go, listen, this has gone wrong. Who's going to help me out? But also, never mind when it's gone wrong. Let's work it out from the start. Like, what are your risks? What could go wrong? Yeah. And you need to be aware of that. Yeah,
Matt. Yeah, 100%. And I think that, again, going back to those sort of traditional values and the way that we should be working with our clients. We're there to offer peace of mind, support. If you've got anything in your life that's worth a significant amount of money, or if it didn't happen or it didn't work, is going to cost you your income or cost you your living, then why on earth would you trust that to something or someone that you don't necessarily see the value in or trust, or they've saved you 500 quid, right? It's not about that. We don't profess to be the broker that's going to offer the cheapest price for absolutely everything out there. There's a market price for everything. You have to be, price sensible, price commensurate, around the market. But it's creating the right solutions. It's giving people the right cover and having those sometimes difficult conversations, because nobody wants a bill for an extra £10,000 or something else. But then you can insure something on totally the wrong terms. You can insure something. I've got a policy for that. It's not necessarily going to do that. So if we know that's what your business does, we're going to give you the right support.
Because trust is massive in this industry, isn't it? Because you need to be able to trust that the person you're talking to, if you are talking to a person in the first place, is gonna. It's a sales business, but it's a relationship between the two of you.
Yeah.
Or organisation to organisation. But if you don't have that trust, or if you think, well, I've got this, I bought it online, I've ticked the box, I've paid me 500 quid, I've saved myself some money, but actually, if it does go wrong, I'm not even sure if I'm covered, but they're going to find a way out of it, which is the way that people look at insurance companies.
It is, and it's a frustration. I mean, it's one of those things that we all say in the insurance industry. You don't sort of tell people at a dinner party, what you do for a living, because they're going to tell you the horror story of the time that they had a car insurance or a travel claim or something that didn't pay out. But generally speaking, we work with only the best A-rated insurers in the market. Insurers generally do want to pay claims, believe it or not, but insurers want to pay claims on the right basis. And I think that's the important thing, where you've got to trust that and trust is a word that we use every day, all the time, that the business that you're going to truly understands what you're doing, and not tries to find a way of changing the SIC code on something to create a slightly cheaper quote coming out of a system or whatever else. No, it's really understand what you're doing, to be able then to have that trusting relationship with the underwriters who are looking at Gazelle, are looking at the businesses they deal with and saying, well, yeah, we trust those guys, and they're presenting the risk in the right way, and we're trusting that market that we're going to, that insurer that we're going to, is absolutely the right business to be doing business with for that client, and we've got those great relationships there. So it kind of goes all the way through. At the end of the day, there has to be, we have to trust the clients as well, because someone that's trying to save a couple of quid on their insurance, and we win far more business actually sort of mid-term, not necessarily at renewal date, when it's a bun fight for price, where people just get me the cheapest price, which again, look, right, nobody wants to pay a lot of money for their insurance, but I think it's not about that for us. It's about somebody seeing us, the way that we do business, understanding us, trusting us, and then say, hey, look, Gary, team, Kat, Gary, Mike, whatever, I want to do business with you guys. Can we just mandate our policy over to Gazelle and do that? And that's how we create value that's not just based around a price at renewal. If you just think of insurance as a price at renewal, then you're kind of getting it wrong, because this is the thing that's going to keep your business going, in event of an issue.
So you mentioned that the industry is enjoying you being in the market. And so, I mean, how much are you enjoying being in what is it's a market that's full of difficulties, because there are those big companies, massive companies still there. How much are you enjoying being that kind of the new kid on the block? Old new kid on the block.
Well, I
don't go too far, but yeah, shake it up a bit.
Yeah, well, look, we're loving it. I absolutely loving it, and we're surrounded by great support with the businesses that we've surrounded ourselves, the networks of people that have been superb. That Gazelle wouldn't exist without a lot of support from a lot of individuals that have helped us get set up and on our way. And I think, look, it's the best job I've ever had. It's the best boss I've ever had, for sure. But I love this. I love the market. I love what we do. I love I love the team. I love working with the people that I work with, and that we all do. That comes across every day. As a team of individuals, I've never celebrated success so much in my life. And when you're a small new business, you can celebrate every little milestone. So your first this or your biggest that, which sort of happens on a weekly basis. So we need to be mindful of that. But no, look, it's brilliant. I've said, it's so easy these days, and it's the wrong way of looking at things, but a lot of businesses are now set up with an idea of, well, it's going to be worth that in so many years, I'm going to sell it, I'm going to do this. That's not what we're doing this, right? I'm doing this because I enjoy what I do. I love the environment that we work in, the market we work in. Commercial insurance is, it's a village, right? And when we're all part of a community here, people know, what's going on, know the individuals, and then I think it's great to be in that village in an environment like Gazelle, where lots of insurers who probably shouldn't, because of the size and scale of that Gazelle was when we started, be all over us. They want to deal with businesses that are not just trying to screw them down for extra bits of commission along the way. They want to deal with businesses that actually see the value in them, that want to work with them and find solutions, that want to be able to grow the book in I say an ethical way as well. So it's you'll see, I think, from my enthusiasm for the business and the market. I absolutely love what I do, and every day coming into the office or wherever we might find ourselves that day with the team that I've managed to put together and surround myself with is unbelievably positive. So yeah, it's pretty good.
And it's not just insurance, is it? I mean, we're sitting here with a table full of gin, which is our standard for this time of the morning that we're recording this. But yeah, it's not, is it? I mean, it is about the ethos of the company, which is enjoy the highs, stick together, but also be that community. You want to be part of a community, and a community has as Gazelle themselves.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think, we've got a growing club of friends of Gazelle, sort of family of people out there in the market from an insurer perspective, but clients, suppliers, supporters, that, we love, let's say, celebrating success and enjoying people's company. And yeah, the gin was, it seemed a great idea at the time, and it's turned out to be an even better idea. We've got, we've created with a partner who were, unbelievable. They came up with this branding for us, and these great gins. The Hoot and Owl, I'll put them out there, distillery in York, helped us put together our very own Gazelle gin, which. As a gin lover, it's not a bad thing to have in the business. But it's something that we love to give bottles of gin to our client. It kind of means more than knocking 50 quid off your insurance sort of thing to people. We've got our gin, we've got our hoodies and things out there in the market as well that people seem to be clamouring after and enjoying. So I never thought I'd have a business that is printing sort of 20, 30 hoodies a month and getting bottles and crates of gin delivered on a regular basis. But hey, that's what the public wants.
Well, it is. People want something different, and you're providing something different, whilst also that security that you're offering at the same time. So it's about, dare I say, it's about being kind of a brand leader. You want to be seen to be someone who people can work with, but also human beings. People want to deal with human beings. And human beings like hoodies and gin. Seemingly, that's the way forward.
We do indeed. I think look, we use the word community a couple of times, and that is so important for me, but not just for me, for everybody in the business. We've all got the same ethos around this, and I think we've got a few relationships out there that are sort of so much more important than just selling insurance. So we supporters of a community hub in Skipton, the Skipton Hub, which is a brilliant venue and sort of set up around supporting local youngsters, local teams, sporting teams, bringing those guys together. And on the back of that, we support and sponsor the Skipton Juniors football clubs and things through that. But also it's a hub that you can bring people together in, whether that's, we're not just going to sit there and bore people about insurance, but isn't it nice in that if you get people together in an environment that you can pour them a nice cool glass of Gazelle gin and have an enjoyable conversation, not just we haven't got a coffee brand yet, maybe that's next, but yeah, it's a big part of what we do and why we exist. We do a lot of things outside of just insurance. Obviously, we mentioned before, I have some sideline sort of business things that going on, which, again, I think it's important that they align nicely to that. And the other things that we do hugely, what's important to us is sort of local causes and charities. So we have our team wear our Gazelle and Candlelighters wristbands. So Candlelighters is a Leeds-based charity that support families of kids with cancer, which is unbelievable, the work that they do. But I think it's important to us that, we're a partner of theirs, that we're doing things that are adding value in the community, not just selling insurance, because that'd be boring, right?
Yeah, kind of. But actually, since I've met you, the enthusiasm for the business as the main thing, but also that community aspect, the charity aspect, it's about, and then whoever comes through your business and works with you, from the top down, you've engendered that ethos to them, and that's a really important part of being a business person these days. Yeah,
and I think so. And I think it's really important. It does come from the top down, and we're not a hierarchical business at all. But I say that so our other director, Paul Taylor, that you'll meet in future podcasts, has got the same enthusiasm. I've known Paul for a lot of years. Our supporters and other people that have come together to really help the business. Everyone's of the same ethos, mindset, and it's like I say, it's around service, it's around value, it's around actually enjoying what we do, right? We've all done this for a long time. We've all done this in some great environments. We've done it in some less great environments. But you learn along the way. You learn how to be a good boss by having a bad boss. You learn how to be a good boss by having a good boss. You learn lots of different things along the way. And it's no surprise that actually a couple of people that are, Paul and the friend that are involved in sort of behind the scenes in our business are former bosses of mine. I think because it's, you learn a lot along the way. You meet some great people, and that's kind of the, this is by no means the end. Gazelle goes on for a long, long time. For me, this is the culmination of a journey of 30 years working in a market that's been able to bring together something that just looks and feels a little bit different to what's going on out there. And I think that's something that we can have a lot of fun with as well. The brand itself and the name and everything is all part of our story and fun. I never 5 years ago, I didn't have this idea of we'd have one day Gazelle Risk Solutions. It sort of, well, my missus is to blame for the name, but it came out of just a
Go on. Why are you called Gazelle? Go on.
So how do you name a business, right? What do you call a business if you're going to think of it? So I had a great conversation with my partner who came over to see me after a few days golfing in Portugal, when I decided that I was going to walk away from the corporate world and the salaries and things that it brings, and create a business that would, it was a challenge for us, it was a risk and all these kind of things, but life is full of good risks, I think, that are worth taking. And she was massively passionate behind my passion for doing something, and so we'll do it. Brilliant, fantastic. So what are you going to call it? What do you call a business? I came up with some fantastic names, some really great, super corporate names. Maybe they weren't the right names. So we had a bit of a competition of, right, come on then, you think of something. And we'd agreed to sort of meet at breakfast after a few days and said, like, you tell me, we'll both pick 3 names. And she'd forgotten to do it. So off the cuff said, well, you've always wanted to call a business after yourself. Call it Gaz something. From Gary, that was obviously my nickname for years, my mates. You can't just call a business Gaz. Gaz, my partner's called Ella, so it's Gazelle. So it kind of became whatever. So that's the working title, and ultimately we'll call it something different when the business is set up. But the day that I could set the business up, the 1st November 2023, set the business up on Company's House. So it's available. So it became Gazelle Risk Solutions. And I think the more I looked at and played around with sort of the marketing side of things, which I am really, really keen on, the more I thought, you can create a really good brand out of this. And if you look at the Gazelle, obviously, which we use in our logo and on, our footage on our website and things of these, these beautiful creatures, that if you watch a YouTube video, generally you're going to see that gazelle get eaten, right, by a lion or something. It's like, well, that's not great. But what you realise is actually, 99.9% of the time, they don't get eaten, right? They get away, they run away from that. So there became this great analogy for, actually, we are the little guy, we are a smaller business, we're a small, beautiful animal out there in a world of tigers and leopards and all sorts of scary beasts. And the reality is, we're winning, right? We're getting away with it. We're beating the big boys, more often than not. And I think it just, it sort of grew on me, and we've had a lot of fun with the logo, and it's just become what it's become on the back of that. So it's a fun story, one I'm very happy to share. But it's we get asked it a lot, but a lot of people do also say, look, wow, the brand's great, and it looks and feels different, and we've kind of gone for that on purpose, really. So that's the story of Gazelle so far.
It really works as a story, and if you come up and say, well, we want to be the gazelle in the grasslands, and you're right. Yeah, only 1% of them get eaten.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Well, there you go.
The lions,
There's a lot more gazelles than there are lions and tigers out there.
And they can defend themselves as well. That's the thing, and be a success. And you are showing success. I mean, you already, as a young company, that's not a long time ago from when you went to Company's House, but you're looking at possible. You're up for awards already, aren't you? With the work that you do.
We are, which is huge, right? So I think awards is a bit of a vanity in there, which is great, but actually it's not. This is about the team deserve this, and from a client's perspective, we want our clients to understand the quality of the people that they're dealing with ultimately. So in a very short space of time, we've been nominated for 2 very significant awards. So one is we're up there in a week or 2 at the National Insurance Awards, one of the biggest awards in UK insurance, as Commercial Broker of the Year. So it's what we do, and we've been nominated, us and a handful of other businesses, as the best commercial UK broker, right? So wow, that's amazing. It's such an honour just to be nominated. People say that, right? They go to these things, and don't get me wrong, on the night when we're down there in our table, there will be a feeling that it would be great to pick up the award. But honestly, it's just to be in that company, just to be nominated, just to be a part of that, to be selected by a panel of our industry peers who've gone, that story, these guys, and I think a big part of that reason is not just around. We're a broker, we sell insurance. We rock up to see people in suits and have the same conversations that everybody else is doing. Nothing wrong with that, by the way, but we are a little bit different, and we are more community focused. We are more focused on value outside of just the sort of traditional food chain, and that seems to have resonated. And the other one, again, means such a lot to us is the Yorkshire Choice Awards, which that is literally getting voted for by the public, by lots of people for us right now. Who again, that's as Startup Business of the Year. In the Yorkshire region, which we are a business that, of course, we're based across London, Leeds, and Chorley. We have offices, but it's Leeds and Yorkshire is our real sort of main community. It's where most of our team are based or work out from, and to be up for those awards in the region as well is just huge. It's huge for us. So we are celebrating success a little bit, and win, lose or draw. I mean, again, they'll both be great nights. The team are coming, and it just kind of flows through what the business is all about, really celebrating success together.
So you've reached this point now personally after 30 years of being in the industry. In a very different position, but a very exciting position that you're in personally. What have you taken from those 30 years of experience, and what have been what are the lessons that are really informing what you're doing with Gazelle right now?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I think what I've taken 30 years is people and relationships, and that's pretty much all that matters. I think if you've got, you learn skills and knowledge along the way. So, right, we're actually very good at what we do. We know a lot about insurance. We know a lot about, finding solutions and helping clients, manage and understand risk. And I think that's great. But you build relationships. You build relationships with clients. You build relationships with suppliers, with insurers. You build relationships with colleagues and peers. And I must have done something right, because a number of the people that work in the business have worked for me in different roles in corporate businesses before, and shared my ethos, our ethos. It's not mine at all. The business is not about me. It's about everybody in the business, and that's one of the real values of it. Everyone's come in and really added to what we do. So, the business is about all of us as a collective that have effectively found each other along the way on the journey, and we've created this great environment that is so customer focused and so driven. I think that's the important thing. And the other thing as well, I think, for me, I can't talk about this enough. From an insurance perspective, it's a great career, it's a great environment. Insurance is a bit of a hidden gem. People think it's dull, and we just spend our life talking about numbers and things. And there's a lot of numbers involved, and we have some pretty dull days. But insurance has taken me across the globe. Insurance has taken me to territories, to places. You're waking up having a client meeting in Las Vegas, right? I mean, not very often, but it's pretty special. So I had some great fun along the way. I had some great relationships that are built. But I think the other thing is I hugely encourage people to look at insurance as a sector to think about from a career perspective. So we do quite a lot of work in that, and that's another community thing that we've got going on. And I'm looking at that both my two kids have fallen into the trap of if you're not sure what you want to do for a living, come work in insurance. And my son works as a Lloyd's broker in the London market. My daughter was moved to Australia to take her insurance skills out there to the colonies. And I think look, it's brilliant. I think as an industry, they've got to find it themselves, but I've encouraged my kids to do it. I encourage young people to give it a try, because it is such a great career path and career opportunity. And it is, as I say, it's a village. It's a great community of people that, generally speaking, support each other, and you grow with. So the guys that I used to sit in the office with as a junior clerk and whatever back in the days, were MDs and CEOs or business leaders in lots of different organisations now, and you grow together, and it's the reason that I'm not in a rush to do anything with Gazelle other than keep growing it and keep seeing where we can take it and keep working with our partners, remain independent. All of the people that have helped Gazelle along the way are people that I've met over the years that have been sort of true supporters. So I think we're in a great place. It's all about the people and the kids. is what I'm saying there. The kids are our future. But I'd love my kids to work in my business, but they've both gone and done it in far more glamorous places than I can offer them.
Well, if you're occasionally waking up in Las Vegas, we've all woken up in Las Vegas one time or another, and whether it's actually to do with a client meeting that's going to be next, or something else. It might be the gin you'll take over there next. You never know. We'll
possibly
see Gazelle gin somewhere on the strip. Gary, it's fantastic to meet you, to introduce you to hopefully a lot more clients out there. And I suppose, I mean, the final question would be, why do you want to do this podcast? And you know, not just because everyone's got one these days, but it's a case of it's just another part of your journey, I suppose.
It is. Look, I mean, you know, I can talk about this all day. I really can. I'm passionate about Gazelle. I'm passionate about the industry that we work in. I'm passionate about supporting clients, meeting new clients, introducing friends along the way, and many of which are friends. You know, partners. This afternoon I'm going to a beer festival with a partner. You know, it's sort of what we do. We don't just boost, by the way. No, but for me, I wanted to do this because I think we've got a great story to tell. I don't think anybody else really in our industry is doing anything like this, and certainly not doing it. You know, you won't be hearing us talking a lot about, you know, technical insurance terms and things on this podcast. I think, you know, we've got a great team who we'll introduce through these podcasts. We've got great suppliers, great partners, great clients that, again, we'll introduce some of those through these podcasts and just have some good conversations. And I think there's so many stories, plenty of Vegas stories that we can talk about.
What happens in Vegas? Now, come on.
And tell. But I think, I think we want to give Gazelle another platform because, look, at the end of the day, I think there's a need for a business like ours in our industry, in lots of industries. And I think we find businesses like ours. We find people that, you know, we like, they like us. We, you know, it resonates, you know, what we're about, how we do business, how they want to do business. And actually we just come together and we find solutions for each other. So, you know, a number of our clients have actually become suppliers of ours because of the products or the services that they provide. Wow, yeah, brilliant. I want to buy from people that you know, you want to get on with and you've got those great relationships with. So that's it really. I think it's about, you know, getting the brand out there a little bit more. We're still on our growth journey. You know, we'll continue to grow, but actually, you know, we're way ahead of where I thought we'd be, right? So we've got an unbelievable team of talent in our business now. Every one of them, and you'll meet them along the way through these, and I'll let them tell their own stories because I think it's more important than just me talking about them. But yeah, look, we've got a really good team. We're in an unbelievably strong position. We don't need to keep hiring and keep growing, but people are coming towards us. People are seeing us and going, "Wow, that looks interesting. Tell me more." And you know, through that, we've hired a lot of talent. We're still looking for talent. If you know anyone watching this thinks this sounds like an amazing business we'd like to be part of, you know, we're open to those conversations. And I think so long as people have got the same client first vision, view, ethos that we have, then we're always happy to have those conversations. You know, and it's that's why we're doing this. I think we just want to keep spreading the word, and yeah, everyone else has got one, right? So it's the fun thing to do these days. I want to sit and watch TikTok videos and see myself appear on there at some point.
Oh, we'll make some of these into TikToks, don't worry. We'll get you doing some of those challenges. Gary, great to talk to you. Thanks for taking us through that's your story so far, and we'll hear more from you during the series and the rest of your team as well. And hopefully, say some other of those clients might come in and really, you know, celebrate what you're doing and what you've done for them. This has been episode 1 of the Gazelle Podcast. Thank you, Gary. Pleasure. And we'll see you next time.